Hello and welcome everyone for this particular video. Now sorry for making the video so late or getting it so delayed. Now actually I was thinking about a topic in which I'm going to cover proper modeling technique of creating the entire bottle itself, including the bottom part of the bottle, including the neck part of the bottle like threads and everything, and all the different types of designs what we can possibly think on a bottle itself. Okay, so please hang on with the video and let's get started. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file with a name called complete bottle. Okay, you can define the way you want, like you can define any name you wanted to. Now here in the folder I'm going to specify where exactly I'm going to save it. Okay, once it is done I'm going to click OK. Now if you're following along, I would also recommend you to save the file, because in the next couple of videos you are also going to understand about, we are going to use the similar file in order to create the required part. Now the goal of today's video is to create the bottle itself and the bottom part of the bottle itself. Okay, and I'm going to show you in a particular way in which we will be able to complete all those things within a couple of minutes. Okay, so let's get started. Now first of all I'm creating a sketch on the front plane. Okay, so either you can choose front or right, that doesn't really matter. Then I'm creating a vertical line here of length 200. So this line length indicates the height of my bottle. Then I'm going to create a horizontal line on the top, then a vertical line. Okay, the length of this horizontal line is going to be, let's say, 12, and the length of the vertical line is going to be 15. So this is the part, the neck part, you can say. Okay, similarly I am creating one more horizontal line in the bottom, one vertical line like this. Okay, and I'm now getting an arc. Now if you don't know how to create an arc like this, let me know. I'll create a video separately on that as well. Okay, because I can create a continuous arc and line whenever I need. Now here the bottom length will be 30. Okay, and the length of the straight part is going to be, suppose, 125. Okay, now you can define your own values and you can follow along. That will doesn't really alter much. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an arc from this point till here, somewhat like this. I'm going to make sure the center of the arc and this particular point remains vertical. Okay, the center of the arc and this particular point remains vertically aligned, and here I'm going to define how much deep this particular point is going to go. So for example, I want this to go by 3 mm deep. Okay, so this is the dipping part of the bottle, you can say, particularly. Now if you want, you can also construct some portion which is related to neck, but as we are going to have a separate video for that, I'll keep it for the separate video. Now I'll click on finish. Okay, so the sketch is ready. I'm going to press escape so that the sketch is deselected. Now I'm clicking on revolve command here, and here in place of single curve in curve rule, I'm going to select region. Okay, so I'm selecting region boundary curve, and this is the region which I want to revolve. Okay, so this particular region is the one which I want to revolve, which contains the arc in the bottom. Okay, and two lines here on the right side, right and left. Now here in axis, I'm going to select the line of length 200 as my axis, and I'm going to revolve it with an angle of 360 degree. Now this will in return give me the proper shape of the bottle. Okay, now I can hide my sketch. Okay, now comes the important part. Now first of all, I would recommend you to save the file here at this level, so that if anything happens to your system, you should be able to recover at least up to this level. Okay, so save the file and continue along with me. Now I'll go to the tool tab here and go to expressions over here. Otherwise you can also press Ctrl E to go to expression, and here I'm creating two expressions for myself. I'm creating an expression name A and an expression name B. You can define any name you want to, but I would recommend you to use smaller names, or name with less number of characters. Now here I'm defining for both the value of 5. For A also value of 5, and for B also value of 5. You might notice there are some predefined values over here. So this is all what we have so far used. The line of length 200, the line of length 12, 15, all those things which we have used is all listed over here. This is a revolve angle of 360. Okay, so expression takes a list of everything which is there inside this particular software, all the values. And here I just added two more, and those two which I just added are user defined expressions. So if I zoom in to this area, so you can see here I have a new area called user expressions, and here I have a value of 5 and 5 for A and B both. Okay, now if you do this part, it will be faster and easier for you to follow along, and if you don't do it, it will be later on will be very difficult for you to modify the bottle itself. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on curve. Okay, so I want total of 18 points on this particular object. Okay, 18 points on this object. There are multiple ways of creating a point on this object. I can create one point and then use circular pattern to multiply that point. But what I'm going to do rather is I'm going to click on this option called point set. Now what this option will do is I can create curve points. So I can now select the curve and it will be divided with equal arc length. Okay, and here what I want is I want total of 19 points, I'll say. Why? Because it is starting from 0, then it is going to come back on 0 again because it is 100 and it's a closed curve. So here if I define 19 points, actually I'll get total of 18 points. Now if I click OK, now I'm getting 18 points in total over here in the bottom. Now hopefully this is something new you might have learned, okay, in this particular video. And if you are following along and watching my other videos as well, I would really recommend you to, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and also like the video so that I can create this kind of videos in future as well. Now I'll go to the home tab here. I'll click on edge blend. Now this might be something new for you guys, the way I'm going to create this particular blend. Now I'm going to reset this part, the edge blend command itself. I'm going to select this edge for blend, and this is how it's going to look like. Now I'm going to minimize the edge selection part and going to go towards variable radius part. Okay, so I'm going to expand variable radius, and here in variable radius point, I'm going to technically select the point itself. Okay, so here first point. So make sure you select the point itself. Now there can be a possibility where you might make a mistake of not selecting a point. To avoid that possibility itself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this option called snap point, and I'm going to deactivate all the snap except for this one. This is called existing point snap. So now my software will only snap for the points. It will not snap for any other geometry. Okay, so here I am specifying variable radius point, and technically how I am doing it is by clicking on the point itself. So here I am clicking on the point, here also, here also, here also. So likewise I'm defining all the points, and it is really recommended so that you define all the points in order. Don't randomize it, like don't define this point and this point. It will be listed in the proper order. So here this point is named as V radius 12, so it will be the 12th point. Okay, so if you do it in order, it will be much better. So now we have completed the selection till 15th point, and finally now we have completed the selection till 18th point. Now I'm going to click on the list, and here I will find the list of all 18 points. So point 1 to point 18. For point 1, the value will be equal to A. We know the value for A is 5. Okay, so here I'm going to type A. So you can see for point 1, the value is now equal to A. For point B, the value is equal to B. And again, I'm going to repeat the same thing. For point 3, the value is going to B. So for one point, the value is A. But for the remaining 2 points, the value is going to be B. And I'm going to follow that till the end. So the let's say point 4 will be with the value of A. Point 5 will be with the value of B, and again point 6 will be with the value of B, and again I'm going to repeat. So it's like point A 1 time and point B 2 times, or value for B 2 times. Now again over here A, B and B. Now again over here A, B and B. Okay, so make sure you do it properly. If you started with A, the last entered value should be B. Okay, so this is a little tedious task, but you are saving a lot by entering A and B. Okay, so here I have entered A and B. We know for both of them the value is going to be 5 for now. I'll click OK, and then I'll expand user expression. I'll change the value for B. B is repeating twice, if you remember. I'll change the value for B as 2.5. So you can see for all the value where B was there, the value is now set to 2.5, and for all the points where A is there, I want to keep the value to 20. Okay, or let's say 22 or 22.5. So for all the points where we are using A, now the value is 22.5, means the radius over here is 22.5, and here it is 2.5, and again over here it is 2.5, then again over here is 22.5. Okay, so this is how we have successfully completed the bottom of the bottle itself. Okay, and now I can hide my point set. Okay, and this is how the entire bottle is going to look like. So hopefully you understood how exactly we can create this particular part, okay, inside this particular software. Now this was the first part of the video in which we are learning how to create the bottle itself, and today we have completed the first part, that is creating the bottom itself. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and see you keep watching for the next 2 videos as well. Thank you very much. Have a great day.